Hi folks, welcome to another Notey News. This is Notey News for March 2024. We were actually planning to release a weekly schedule image on our social media accounts, but I don't think I have the following to really make that worthwhile. Plus, for the most part, each weekly schedule was just me changing the days a short was releasing or an episode of Story Ark Unhunted. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know it's Story Ark Season 1, Honey Season 1 and a short in between the long form content, basically, and we do like a long form episode every 2 days, but we do an episode from the Pacific season every 4 days, and we have a short every 2 days. That's what we do. And March is no different. It'll be Story Ark Season 1 and Honey Season 1. And we'll have the long form video every 2 days and a short every 2 days as well. That'll be the same as what it's been in February, same as what it's been in January for a while now on my channel, and that will continue on in March. March is completely and utterly scheduled. This video is actually the next Hunted episode that comes out tomorrow. But there is one thing I can announce that is different. A reason why for this Notey News as well. 7th of April. We actually have enough shorts going up to 8th of April right now. It's just the way things worked out. 7th of April, we have long form content going all the way up to right now scheduled on YouTube, and this is going out on the 3rd of March, so it's the 3rd of March, so I always film a month ahead. That's how I do my YouTube. But 7th of April is a key day because that is episode 219 of Story Ark Season 1, and that will be the finale episode. We'll be working towards the finale. We have a bunch of boss fights in a row. That happens. As you've seen in the past, the first boss fight with the dragon didn't go very well, so we had to rebuild our armies, and that's what we've been doing in the episodes you've been watching right now. But offline, we go back in and stuff like that, and it leads up to episode 219, which is the finale of Story Ark Season 1. So that'll happen, go live on April 7th. That means it'll be, I can't remember exactly what date it was I started. I should have taken a note of exactly what date it was when I started basically the Story Ark Season 1. But it's been over a year. It's been 219 episodes in total. Technically it's actually 218 episodes because there's only 218 videos in the playlist. And when I looked through, I discovered, I think it was an extinction. I can't remember if it was extinction or aberration, but we went from episode 53 to 55. We missed 54, so there's not an episode 54. So I was rather annoyed about that, but there's 191 episodes, so I'm not going to go through and rename them all and sort that out. That's over 100 episodes. I'm not going to do that. It's almost 150 episodes actually. There. So yeah, that's coming up there. After that, we'll probably talk about it more in April's Notey News. Granted, I do one. I think I'm going to do a Notey News once a month at the beginning of the month, let you know what's going on content, because I do film a month ahead, and let you know there, but maybe some months I might not actually have much to say, so I might just post something on, what you call it, comment area, the community area, that's what I'm looking for, community. The community area, basically, I might post a thread or make a post there basically on that some months or something like that. We'll see how it goes. But for the moment, I can announce pretty big thing. Story Ark will be ended on 7th of April. It's been a long journey, and yeah. There will be, after 7th of April, we were actually talking about in the actual 2-9 episode, we were talking about we'd do a post-meet segment at the end, where we talk about there. I decided not to do that post-meet segment on there, but we'll probably do a Notey News or a Let's Talk video, where we talk about that. Basically Story Ark Season 1 and our memories from the season, what our most popular things and all that stuff. So around that time when that episode's come out, afterwards look for a Notey News or a Let's Talk video, basically me talking about what I remember, and I might probably have a few of the last episodes playing in the background, like the Honeyed episode in the background right now. So yeah, we'll have that coming up at the beginning of April next month, but for the next month, for the rest of this month in March, we will have Story Ark episodes every 4 days, and we'll have the 108 episodes. Season 1 continue on every 4 days, and there'll be a short every second day as well. So there's plenty of content for those that have time for it, but for those that don't have enough time to watch all the content, then it's set up in such a way where you don't really have to watch everything, but you can follow along with a season because there's one episode over 4 days. Also during the month as well, the hunted episodes start going down in length because we're trying to make an effort to lower the length of the videos. Because we feel like an hour might be too much for some people to watch. We've noticed actually ever since we're changed over to every 4 days for a season episode, we've noticed the hunted has actually went down in views, and we've noticed there's been a little drop in the views, basically, and there. So we're a little concerned about that. So we decided to lower the length, and instead of doing an hour of gameplay per episode, it's a half hour. But we try to stick that, but sometimes we do things that just goes on longer. That's just one thing. But we are trying to make an effort to keep videos to 30 to 45 minutes now, and the long form content now. Because we have noticed a lot of other content creators do that, and they seem to do very well with that. So we feel like, okay, that's probably a thing we should do. And plus, we have noticed there's been a drop in views on our long form content. So we're trying to 30 minutes to see if we can maybe encourage more people who are coming in to watch the shorts to watch the long form content as well. That's basically our thinking. That's there. We'll see how things go. there. Right. So yeah. Story Ark ends on 7th of April. That's a big thing. And on top of that, we will also be announcing what will be replacing Story Ark. We've decided to do Mixed Ark Season 1. Mixed Ark is going to be 4 maps combined into one gameplay. Story Ark is 6 maps, but one thing we found with Story Ark that we learned is that 6 map is a lot to do together actually. So they said they cut Mixed Ark down to 4 maps, and it basically will be 4 different maps, and we play them together. But for more information on that, you're going to have to check out, I think that will be 7th of April is when Story Ark ends, so 11th of April is when Mixed Ark Season 1 will be starting. Eventually I will do a Season 2 of something, but Mixed Ark is basically going to be 4 random maps, because there's 12 maps in total in Ark, but there's also some mod maps like Swartheimer and Appalachia and stuff like that. But we can maybe include in the future. I'm not sure about them right now because I've never played them. But we have a Mixed Ark where we do 4 maps basically combined together. And the 4 maps that we were actually going to be doing is going to be Ragnarok, Crystal Isles, Lost Island, and Valgara are going to be the 4 maps. The goal is to try and ascend off all 4 maps, but we are going to be limiting ourselves to basically 4 goes at most at the boss fights with 4 shots. My thinking is this basically. If you remember the old games where you go through a level and you meet the boss at the end of the level, that's kind of what I feel like the obelisks are. They're the bosses at the end of the level. So with these old games where you would do the level and there you would have a certain amount of lives to beat that boss at the end of the level. So that's what we're trying to recreate in this Survivor mod. Here basically is we have a certain amount of lives to beat the boss at the end. So we'll be getting the artifacts 3 or 4 times it's going to be. The reason why I say 3 or 4 times is because I believe there's single player, it's a single player checkbox basically. It makes the game a little easier and speeds up things. We use that in Story Ark, but we're not going to be using that going forward. And basically, when we go to get an artifact with single player on, in the past it would actually, I'm trying to think how to put it here. It's actually, I'm getting distracted by the bee as well. I'm watching this because this was very frustrating. This giant bee. This is my first attempt at taming a queen bee. I don't know how different it is in Hunted, but it was very, very frustrating. This is an episode you want to watch because it's actually the first episode that I do a half an hour. I try and keep to a half an hour as well, and I try and fine tune the episode and do more editing and make it more entertaining. This is something I'm going to be trying to do going forward as well. I'm actually getting distracted by it, so maybe I didn't really well with that. But I get distracted quite easily when I'm talking about things. Anyway, what was I talking about again? Yeah, the boss fights. Yes. So when I went to get artifacts in the past, eventually you would get one artifact, then a second artifact would show up eventually, and then a third artifact, and then it would leave the cave. However, with single player disabled, I believe it's more like official servers, where you get the artifact, you take it once, when the artifact instantly respawns back in. So you can grab it a second time, but it's like 45 minutes before it will respawn back in after that. So I'm not going to wait around 45 minutes for each artifact to respawn back in. So I'm going to go and get the artifact twice, then go back and get the third time. But if I'm getting it the third time, it's going to instantly respawn back in, so I might as well just grab it the fourth time. That's always what happens, which I believe with single player disabled, the checkbox with disabled, that's what's going to happen. So it'll give me 4 goes at the boss fight. So I have 4 lives to beat the bosses. And remember, there's 3 different boss levels, so that's going to be an interesting thing going forward. That's going to make things very interesting this season there. But that's what's coming up on April, 9th of no, 11th of April is when Mixed Ark Season 1, and it will be shown 4 custom Ark maps and completely. But we haven't shown. We're showing a little bits and pieces of them in some time. We did a challenge series Season 1 on Ragnarok. We have spawned into different maps in the spawn series. We're spawned into different things. To these maps, we showed a little bit. Like we had a lot of fun in Valgara with snow spawn on this one series. Is one of my favourite spawn areas, and so far. Anyway, that is everything that's coming up on my channel. That is the news for this month. If you like the sound of that, then please like the video. If you like to see feature gaming content from me, then please subscribe for future gaming content. And until next time, you take care.